Indie hacking is absolutely cooked. In 2018, I found my tribe, a community of builders building software and chasing freedom over funding. And this was perfect timing for me because I just come from building a VC funded business and I wanted something different. And I really loved this community and I loved what it was about, but something has changed recently. And I felt like I don't belong in this community, or I'm not vibing with what is going on. And I've been spending some time trying to figure out why. And I think I found the answer. And it's going to reveal something about how indie hacking has lost its soul. The golden age of indie hacking for me was around 2018 to 2021, 2022. That was a time when we were all building stuff and we were sharing what we were doing. We were helping each other fix problems. There wasn't really any influencers at this time. People weren't flexing. And it was like an underground rebellion against startup culture, which was against raising VC funding, against trying to grow really big too fast. It was just about building businesses that we were passionate about to obtain freedom. And then somehow we went from here's how I built this to here's how to feel like me. And the builders got replaced with influencers. And then the get rich quick entrepreneur crowd followed. People that weren't really into building stuff, but seen indie hacking as a way to make money very fast. And the community now is obsessed with money, clout, and status and chasing these things. We have these people that are like simping really hard for influencers, try and get some of their social clout, rather than actually just building a business themselves and earning respect for what they've built. And there's this huge problem where everybody wants clout and attention, but the only way to get clout and attention is if you have a lot of money or you have a lot of revenue or monthly recurring revenue. So we have this problem now where people lie about their MRR. Made a video on this last week, I'll put a link up here somewhere. So people lie about their revenue in order to get attention and status. And this has become such a big problem that now people have started building tools. There's been a whole bunch of these tools come out in the last few weeks to verify people's MRR. And some of these tools are they're really leaderboards where grown adults are competing for these imaginary trophies of approval. And for me, this is really absurd because such a thing would never be seen in any other industry outside of indie hacking. Like if you went to the hospital and you seen all the doctors had a leaderboard and they were all ranked by how much money they were earning, it would be completely absurd, right? Like you wouldn't want to go and see any of those doctors. And this is how I think this looks to people that are not in the indie hacking bubble, whether that's just other people in business or customers. Like this is the way customers will perceive this as silly, like as silly high school popularity games. I've been spending more time on LinkedIn recently than I have on X. There's nothing like this on LinkedIn. People are not playing these kind of silly high school games. And the reason I think that stuff like this does so well is because it's motivational porn, right? Like we can look at how much revenue someone else is making and feel good without actually doing anything. And this is why a lot of people love this content. But I think that if you're the kind of person that is attracted to motivational porn and you feel good when you see this stuff, then entrepreneurship is probably not for you, because real founders don't have time for any of this, right? Like we've content about lifestyle and morning routine, and my morning routine is I wake up, I have breakfast, I make coffee, and then I go and fix like an onboarding problem that I remembered at like 2:00 in the morning. I don't have time to sit and watch a 90-minute podcast on mindset. It's bullshit, right? Like if you're spending your time doing this stuff, you're not building a real business. And that's what the indie hacker community used to be about. It was like, hey, here's how I've fixed this onboarding problem or this churn problem or something. But now it's really about anything other than solving business problems. And nothing is real anymore in this space. I've been building software startups for 14 years, so I have been around long enough to know what is real and what is fake. I'm building my third proper startup at the minute, and it's hard. Like it's really hard. Its progress is slow. There's a lot of things to test and fix and trial and error. A lot of talking to customers. It's really hard. And on the top of that, in the last 18 months, I've been diagnosed with 3 chronic health conditions. My dad had a stroke. I moved house. and I'm trying to juggle a music career on the side and run my existing boilerplate business while I'm building the startup. And I just call this real life, right? This is reality. This is just what real life is like. It's difficult. It's very hard to build a startup, and to be honest, that's what I love about it. I love solving these challenges every day. It's not easy. If it was really easy and you just made $50,000 MRR overnight, then it wouldn't really appeal to me. And my story won't go viral because nobody wants to hear this, right? Nobody wants to hear that it's really hard. It's going to take time. People want to be told it's really easy. You just come to Thailand or Bali, and within like 3 or 4 days, just vibe code your product, launch it, and then you're going to have like $50,000 of revenue next week. But it's just complete bullshit. It doesn't work like this. And that's why I think so many people just come and go with indie hacking, because when they try it, they realize that the reality just is not what is being packaged in the current iteration of the indie hacking community. And it didn't used to be like this. It used to be about people just solving problems, and we all knew it was hard, and we wanted to help each other, and we wanted to share things that worked in order to help each other move forward, not just fill everyone's head full of lies. Survivorship bias is absolutely rampant in the community. We only hear from the 1% of successful founders. We don't hear from the other 99% that tried absolutely everything and still failed. And this is a huge problem. So the 1% that succeed, their message gets amplified, everybody sees it, and this is good because we can see what is possible, but it doesn't tell the whole story. Successful founders often disregard this fact, and I don't know if this is because they actually lack any kind of social awareness or don't understand that other people's lives are different to their lives, and what worked for them will not necessarily work for someone else, or that they know this and they don't want to say it because they'd rather post content that will just get lots of engagement. I don't know which one of these is worse. Like, they're both pretty bad. I can be honest and say I used to only post this kind of content too, and I did lack awareness. I would post stuff that I didn't believe in. Luck and mindset was everything, and I've grown out of that now, and I try to come from a place of empathy and compassion and respect that the things that worked for me will not work for other people. So for example, when I started my boilerplate business and moved to Thailand, I was living in Thailand. That was easy for me as someone that has no children, a lot of cash in the bank from running my previous company. So I won't go on to X and start telling everyone that everybody should move to Thailand and bootstrap their business, because it ain't gonna work for the single mom with 2 kids and 2 jobs who's trying to bootstrap her startup on the side, right? Like, her situation is different than mine, and I can respect that we all have different circumstances. We're all playing life on a different level of difficulty, and luck is a real thing, and timing does matter. So I'm trying to make content that's more honest, that will show people that, like, okay, like, if you're not getting the results that everybody is posting about on social media, there's nothing wrong with you. It's actually normal what is happening, and it's going to take time, and you do have to work hard, because I want to actually help people. And I think we really need less arrogance and more empathy in the community, especially for people that are finding it hard or people that are struggling. This kind of like motivational porn doesn't actually help people that are genuinely working hard, but they're struggling to get anywhere. It just makes them feel worse. If you agree with what I'm saying here, please drop a like. Please subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content. If you don't agree, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Sell dreams, not products. Indie hacking at some point stopped being about selling products and became about selling dreams. You see the photos on the beach working on the laptop. I made $10,000 of MRR overnight. It's not about helping you to build something real. It's because it gets a lot of engagement. It's useful for building an audience. And then when you have an audience, you can sell courses and coaching calls. And when I do post success porn, I get 10x the engagement. You know, a photo of me sipping champagne in an A380 on the top deck in business class gets more engagement than me saying, hey, it's really hard. You know, if you're struggling, if you're feeling burnt out, here's how you fix it. Nobody really wants to hear that other people are struggling or they're burnt out. They just want to see motivational success porn. If I post that photo and it gets a lot of engagement, who is it actually helping, right? It doesn't solve any kind of problem that real founders have. Entrepreneurs will clap and like simp and like it, but it doesn't really solve anything. It gives people a feeling of progress or motivation and makes them feel good without actually having to do anything themselves. And I like building products and making content that will actually help people. I'm not just about selling dreams and ideas. I'm selling real products. Will I get less engagement and less money for doing this? Yes. But I just can't bring myself to say bullshit that I don't believe in just to get a few more likes or make a few extra dollars. I'm playing a long game here. You know, I'm not just in this for short-term likes and engagement. I want to build an audience that over the long term, and I want to build trust with people. And I can see benefit of that right now, because when I'm building Alertly now, there's people in my network that I met 10, 12 years ago that I'm reconnecting with now that are able to help me. Some of them have become customers too, because the trust is there. I didn't just tell them a load of shit 10 years ago, try and sell them some dream. You know, I'm just consistently being honest and real and building trust with people over the long term. Okay, the anti-VC tropes. The indie hacker community, the whole idea is that it's anti-VC funding, and this did attract me to it in the beginning. But there's a problem with this. The community is full of tropes about venture capital, usually from founders that have never raised venture capital, right? I have done both. I've run a VC funded company for 7 years, an indie hacker for 7 years. I understand both of these worlds. Putting yourself into one box and being really against what's in the other box is quite limiting and self-feeding. Some founders shouldn't raise funding, and some founders will perform better with funding. And I did used to be of this anti-funding mindset when I first got into indie hacking, but now I realize that is a little bit silly, because if the opportunity came along where I could grow Alertly 10x and 10x the speed and get a much bigger exit and make more money at the end than if I bootstrap it myself, then it would be stupid not to, right? Taking a hard stance against something because of tropes and memes, it's not a good strategy in business or in life or anything. Okay, that's a round over. So how can we fix indie hacking, right? Like, I'm still really passionate about the spirit of indie hacking, about building products that we're passionate about. And I think that original spirit, it's still alive, but it's buried under algorithms and egos. And I think for me, probably the way forward is to spend less time on X. Okay, like X is kind of fun for me. I can make jokes about indie hacking and start up Twitter, and it's kind of fun, I guess. It doesn't really solve any problems for me. It doesn't really solve problems for anyone else. It's just entertainment, right, at this point. I actually want to have people around me that can help me solve problems. And it's really important to have those people around you, other people that have the same problems. And I think for me moving forwards, maybe the best thing is to have a private communities, maybe a private Discord community where we take the algorithm out of the equation. There's no influencers, there's no performing for the algorithm or other people. Maybe the community is verified to people that actually have businesses, and we can't have entrepreneurs in the community. I don't know, just thinking about it. Maybe I should start that community, who knows? Thank you so much for listening. Please let me know in the comments what you think. I know this is not going to be a popular take because it's not made $50,000 yesterday. It's a bit more nuanced, non-polarizing, but let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.